Hello everyone, my name is Bean, and in today's episode we will be preparing for the Ender Dragon fight. So we'll be gathering all the supplies, brewing all the potions and stuff like that before the next episode in which we will actually fight the dragon. Before we get started here, I'd like to point out that I have put some work into the front yard. I have developed this little structure here for the sheep, as we will be needing quite a bit of wool once we start mining for ancient debris, but we'll get to that in a future episode. And over here we have a little area for brewing potions, which I'll go into a little bit more detail there when we get there. But the first order of business is going to be to get ender pearls. So I am particularly poor. I have one ender pearl that I got lucky from an enderman. The next best way to get it is, well, actually probably the best way to get him is from piglins. So since it's going to turn night anyways, might as well pop in here and get some pearls. Alrighty. We do have our gold helmet on, so we're straight that way. Ghast was attacking me last time I came in here. And there's a subject right there. Just gotta avoid that guy. Oh, this is perfect. Already gave us some nether bricks, and now he's stuck. So we can go ahead and might as well throw all of our gold in there. And I'll catch you guys as soon as all of his trades are done. Okay, so we actually burned through all of that gold, and he didn't give us a single ender pearl. The best thing we got was some spectral arrows. But we can actually, I guess, trap that guy in there. And come out here to mine some gold. Hey, our first ghast here. Look at that. Pick this stuff up here. Alrighty, so after 2 rounds of giving gold to piglins, we did manage to get ourselves 8 ender pearls. So plus the one we had before, we have a total of 9, which is generally not enough for finding the stronghold and filling all the frame blocks. However, hopefully these 9 will be enough just to find the stronghold, and if we don't have enough eyes remaining to fill out the portal, between episodes I will get some more ender pearls and go ahead and get those ready for the dragon fight episode. But I believe we should have enough pearls for now. Could put some of this other stuff away. The next step is going to be a couple of potions. So our weapon of choice for melee attacking the dragon is going to be a diamond axe, which is going to be the only diamond gear we are bringing to this fight, as once again I don't have that many diamonds. Not ready to go throwing a bunch away. However, since it will be unenchanted, what we do want is some strength potions, which we have the ingredients here in this building I made. So we're going to need a blaze rod, some nether wart, actually 2 blaze rods, and some water bottles. So this is a tip that I try to follow here, is a lot of people use cauldrons with water in it to fill in their bottles, but those only last for so long. I'm not sure how it is, maybe 12 or 16 bottles. But by taking up almost the exact same amount of space, just a little more, I've used a trapdoor with a water source block, and I can now fill up as many bottles as I want without ever having to refill it. So we'll go ahead and throw those in there. Make both of these into blaze powder. Put 3 of them in there, and some nether wart. The reason I have the hopper on top is so that way I can put in the blaze powder for the strength potion here, and I can just walk away and the hopper will automatically put that in there so I can finish up the potions. Now, one more ingredient we're going to need, I actually forgot to get, is glowstone. So glowstone will essentially double the strength of the strength potion, and I get to do even more damage. So let's pop back in here and grab some glowstone. There's a little formation right there. Grab our pickaxe. We'll grab a few. We don't need a whole supply, just a couple for now. You can always come back for more. The other potion that we're going to want for this dragon fight is a slow falling potion. So the dragon will knock you way up high in the air, which is fine. You can always do the MLG water bucket and stick the landing. However, that's not always as consistent as you'd like it. And while you're taking a long time to float down, I usually like to take that opportunity to knock down a bunch of the crystals if I haven't gotten them knocked down yet. So while the strength potion is brewing, what we're going to need to do is collect a phantom membrane in order to craft a slow falling potion. Now, phantoms only come out at night, and if you haven't slept in a few days. So basically, it's going to be a lot of waiting, which of course I will cut out the video because I know you guys don't want to wait here for a long time with me. However, while we're waiting, I'm going to grab some snowballs. Now, I did trade for plenty of arrows from a villager over at the village. I turned him into a Fletcher and gave him a few emeralds that I had to get a bunch of arrows. However, in order to save arrows, as I'm a stingy arrows guy, we'll go ahead and grab some snowballs for taking out the crystals. Snowballs, of course, won't actually do any damage to the dragon. However, it does count as a projectile, and if it hits the crystal, we'll take the crystal out. Probably going to want, I'd say, 4 or 5 stacks, because I'm not very accurate, so we're going to have to throw a lot of snowballs. Accuracy by volume. See, there's 2.5. There's 4. How many more do we need? 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. There's 5 stacks of snowballs. Should be good. Alrighty, so while we're waiting, we've actually almost completed the list of everything we need already. So we have our pearls. We're working on the potions right now. We have the axe that we're going to be using for the actual melee combat. We have our snowballs for taking out the crystals. We have some building blocks here, although we will need more, probably 4 stacks, as some of those pillars that the crystals are on can be quite tall. We're going to need a few more buckets of water. Not even just for using the water bucket landing trick, although that is useful. I find it's really helpful for if you accidentally aggravate a Enderman, just to be able to plop down a section of water, and you can stand in there where it can't get you and kill it. And once it's dead, then you can continue with the dragon fight. So having a few extra buckets of water is always nice. If you have to use a bucket of water to climb up the tower, that's also an option, and stuff like that. So with that, there's only 2 more items on the list. One, of course, being actually finding the stronghold. And the second is going to be to enchant a bow. Now, if you look down here at my experience level, we have 37, which is a good number of levels. So we're going to use some of those at our enchantment setup right here and try to get ourselves a power 4 bow. Obviously, power 5 would be better, although I'm not really looking to do some hardcore enchanting right now. That can maybe be a different episode where we do a bow, an axe, and a sword or something like that. But right now, we're just going to be trying to get a power enchantment on the bow. So, of course, we're going to want to grab our lapis. Oh, shoot. And, of course, I just slept when I should not have slept. My mistake, guys. It's going to be an even longer wait. But then again, you're not going to actually be waiting. Only I will. Anyways, so if we throw our bow in here, we want obviously the most powerful enchantment, which is Flame, which has the chance of coming with Power 4, although that's not really a risk I'm willing to take. So in order to get rid of that, we'll get rid of the bow, put a book in, and we'll just grab a level 1 enchantment, so that way we're not actually spending that much. Feather Falling. It's whatever. It's kind of bad, so in this instance, we'll go ahead and grind it off so we have our book back and get some of our XP back. Now we can check the bow again, and there's our Power 4. Very good. So now we can put 3 lapis in there, grab Power 4, Power 4 and Unbreaking 3. I like that. Alrighty. And then we can put our lapis back, throw our book away, and we're all set as far as the bow goes. Now I do have a stack and a half of arrows here, as well as 2 stacks in reserve from the Fletcher. So that pretty much completes the list, other than the slow falling potion and the finding the stronghold. So I'm just gonna have to sit here and wait for some phantoms, and right after that we'll go and find the stronghold. Alrighty guys, after about an hour of waiting on top of my sheep barn, we did get a couple of phantoms to spawn, and we got 1 phantom membrane, which is all we need here. So if we pop over to the brewing station, we have our potion of strength 2, since we added the glowstone. Now we need to grab a few more bottles here, fill those up. Put those on there. Add our nether wart. Oops, there we go, there's that. To make our awkward potion and our phantom membrane. Now, this potion, we don't necessarily want to be any more potent. We don't need to fall any slower, if that even is what is affected if you add glowstone. However, we can make it last longer, so that way we can be slow falling for a longer time, and we won't have to bring as many potions, which is what the redstone dust is for. So if once this is all brewed up, if you add redstone, the potions will be longer lasting. For instance, the potion of strength is only 1.5 minutes long, because I did increase its I guess effectiveness. So the slow falling is also 1.30 minutes, but the redstone dust I think increases it to 5 minutes. I don't know, we'll see here. Four minutes, okay. Either way, it's plenty enough for me, so we'll keep this over here. Alrighty, so we are now done in the nether. Why am I not sprinting? There we go. We're done in the nether, so we can take off our golden helmet, and we'll probably get a fresh set of armor here. The helmet's fine, so we can craft that up. And with a fresh set of armor, we are all ready to go. We've got everything. We've got our slow falling and strength potions, snowballs, water buckets, a good supply of food from our cow crusher, hopefully enough building blocks, a strong bow with plenty of arrows, and our weapon that we are going to be doing most of the damage with. Now, I'm sure you've all seen in the speedruns, a lot of people use beds. However, I have tried similar methods with beds, and I'm simply not skilled enough. I usually end up blowing myself up and not doing any damage to the dragon at all. So, the last step for today is to craft all 9 of these ender pearls into eyes of ender. So we're gonna have to grab 5 of these here, turn these into dust, and turn those into eyes of ender. The last blaze powder can be put in here, and there we go. The last thing we'll do today is find the stronghold. That way. One pro tip that I've heard from other YouTubers, and I have also employed myself and found to be useful, is that once you throw the Eye of Ender, travel in the direction it's pointing for several hundred blocks. Even up to 500 blocks would be sufficient, just because odds are the stronghold is quite far away. Even like 1,000 blocks can be considered a great distance, but especially if you're in a situation like me where you just don't have that many Eyes of Ender. There's no sense in throwing the pearls over and over again. And if it turns out you went too far and the eye points back in the direction you came, well, then you've narrowed it down to those 500 blocks where it's in there somewhere. But throwing them over and over again will just cause all of them to break before you find the dungeon. Also, right before I left, I grabbed a bed and some wood, so that way we can set our spawn right outside the portal on the 0.001% chance we die, because I'm a pro. We'll be able to run back in there and get our stuff. Now, as far as me actually being a pro, obviously I'm lying, but hopefully we will get through this death free. If you guys want to, down in the comments, you can post how many times you think I'm going to die before the dragon is dead. If you think 0, well, thank you. If you think 10, well, I think you're underestimating me. And if you put 1 or 2, well, maybe that's a more realistic number. But we'll see. Maybe I'll surprise you and not die at all. Alright, here we go. Here's another pearl throw, and it has gone into the ground right here. Let's see. And there are the infamous bricks. So we have found the dungeon here. Must take care of the inhabitants. Alright. Let's go ahead and grab our torches here. And find our way to the portal room. And, oh, that's a dead end. Let's try this way. Seems like a dead end to me. Oh, and of course we're going to fall down the dead end. Another dead end. Ooh, fat chest. Might be onto something here. It's like, oh, a library. I'll have to come back for that. There it is, the portal room. We'll go ahead and remove the silverfish spawner. And typical us, the portal has no Eyes of Ender whatsoever. So we're going to have to go get some more. 7 more to be exact. Which means more piglin trading, more blaze rods, the whole bit. Now before I accidentally jump into the lava here, let's put that back up. So since we only have 5 of the 12 necessary Eyes of Ender, what that means is unfortunately we are out of time today. It's been a good process getting the gear assembled. We just need those last few Eyes of Ender, and then we can do the dragon fight. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and don't forget to comment how many deaths you think it's going to take for me to slay the dragon. And hopefully within 48 hours, I will have that video up. And I'd like to thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.